How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to our daily scripture reading in Ecclesiastes. Today we're in chapter 6. So let's dive into the text and see what God has for us today. Here is a tragedy I have observed under the sun, and it weighs heavily on humanity. God gives a person riches, wealth, and honor so that he lacks nothing of all he desires for himself. But God does not allow him to enjoy them. Instead, a stranger will enjoy them. This is futile and a sickening tragedy. And so let's just stop there real quick. It's interesting that it's saying that God is allowing this person to have all these things, but not allowing them to enjoy them. And that's actually mercy. That's actually a blessing, right? That God would not allow them to enjoy those things, right? Because this person's focus is on themselves. He has all that he desires for himself. He doesn't desire God, right? And so in God not allowing him to enjoy those things, to find fulfillment in those things, God is allowing this person to still keep searching. God is the only thing intended to bring fulfillment to our lives. God allows us to find joy in these things, knowing that these are things from God. These are gifts. These are not intended to be ultimate things. They're meant to point our joy and affections to our Father, who has given them to us, who has created us and created these things for our joy. And so that it continues and say that this is futile and a sickening tragedy. A man may father 100 children and live many years. No matter how long he lives, if he is not satisfied by good things and does not even have a proper burial, I say that a stillborn child is better off than he. For he comes in futility, and he goes in darkness, and his name is shrouded in darkness. Though a stillborn child does not see the sun and is not conscious, it has more rest than he. And if a person lives 1,000 years twice, but does not experience happiness, do not both go to the same place? And so here we see that this person that never experiences true happiness, this person that lives a life in darkness, again, they've never seen the light. God has not revealed himself to them. They've not lived their life following the light, following God, right? That their whole being, right? Their name is shrouded in darkness. If we don't follow the light, if we don't have relationship with the light, we are still part of the darkness of this world. We're still an adversary of God. And so he's saying it's better off to have never even come into the world than to have come into the world and not had a relationship with God, because you've missed it completely. And so it would be more restful to have not come into this world than to have come into this world never experiencing that and not having a relationship with God. And then it goes on and says, all the person's labor is for his stomach, yet the appetite is never satisfied. What advantage, then, does the wise person have over the fool? What advantage is there for the poor person who knows how to conduct himself before others? Better what the eyes see than wandering desire. This too is futile and a pursuit of the wind. Right here, and in 7, it's saying that, all a person's labor is for his stomach. Think about this, like we're thirsting and hungering for things, right? It's not necessarily meaning that it's all about eating, right? When we're trying to attain things, it's like it's a hunger inside of us that drives us towards working towards money, raises, power, opportunity, relationship, all of these things, right? And so he's like, all of this, we're just working for our consuming, for our purposes. Right? We're not working to serve. We're working to earn and to gain, to have. It's a selfish outlook. It's a selfish goal. Right? And so with that being the case, it doesn't matter if you're the wisest person or you're the greatest fool. You still end up not finding fulfillment. It's all still but loss. It doesn't matter if you're the richest person or the poorest person. In the end, man, you've missed it. And it's all futile. So then it continues, whatever exists was given its name long ago. It's telling us that God is in charge. God ultimately is sovereign. He is in control. And it is known what mankind is. But he is not able to contend with the one stronger than he. We can't contend with God. Right? We need to follow him. We need to obey him. We need to live in awe and fear of him. For when there are many words, they increase futility. This kind of reminds us of a couple of days ago. It's saying that guard your steps when you go to the house of God. Right? With many words, with many vowels and stuff, this person ends up bringing foolishly, they act foolishly, and end up ruining themselves. What is the advantage for mankind? For who knows what is good for anyone in life, in the few days of his futile life that he spends like a shadow? Who can tell anyone what will happen after him under the sun? And so just to sum this chapter up, that last question we're left with, who can tell anyone what will happen after him under the sun? Only God knows. Right, when we're told in the beginning of this part of this that who's able to contend with the one stronger than he? God is in control. Right? God can tell us. The end of this book reveals that, man, at the end of the things, just fear God, live in awe of him, obey him. God, and even in this last chapter before this, it's God that gives us joy. Right? It's having the light that allows us to enjoy the moments of life that God has gifted us with. Right? And so, man, this text is just screaming to us that don't waste a moment. Don't waste this life. Don't keep focused on these temporal things, but focus on the everlasting things. Right? The saying, you only live once, right? Which drives people to just kind of like be consumers and just try to get their piece of the action, their piece of joy, which is temporal. Man, the truth is, you only live forever. So live in light of eternity. Right? And if you live in light of eternity, you'll actually experience more joy now as well. We don't have to wait till we die to experience joy if we have a relationship with God. We're not just waiting till I'm going to suffer and things are going to be awful, but in the end, when I go to heaven, then I'll experience joy, then things will be good. No, the truth is, if you have a relationship with God, you get to start experiencing joy now because you get to start living the way you're intended to. You might still suffer. Things will still be hard. This still is a broken world, but you get to be part of fixing this world. And you really get to enjoy things the way they're intended to be, so you really will experience your greatest joy now if you just give your life over to God. So thanks for joining me today. I hope that you would subscribe. If you have any questions or comments or experiences or examples you'd like to share, that'd be amazing. That'd be awesome. And I hope that you'll come back and join us for chapter 7.